Welcome to this week's dose of O2 from FiveTwo, a conversation designed especially for sacramental entrepreneurs. Sometimes we need someone to light a fire under us, and every fire needs a little oxygen. Feel free to share this with your friends.
Today I want to answer the question we get asked the most at FiveTwo, and that question is, just exactly what is FiveTwo? Great question. Let me take a stab. FiveTwo is a network for sacramental, entrepreneurial Jesus followers who want to start new ministries in order to reach new people. It's a network. Now, note I said Jesus followers. I did not say church staff. I mean, sure, you can be on a church staff or a leader at your congregation, and if you are, I hope you're part of FiveTwo. You need to be. But you could also be just a Jesus follower who is a mom or a dad or a college student or business owner who wants to more effectively marry your entrepreneurial spirit with following Jesus. You believe that in order to reach new people for Jesus, we have to think in new ways, act in new ways, consider doing ministry in new ways, start new ways to reach new people outside of Jesus' kingdom. I also use the word sacramental. And for the sake of this week's talk, we'll just let that word mean its normal big-ticket meaning. Namely, if you're a sacramental Jesus follower, you're probably coming from one of the mainline historical denominations that believe the sacraments of baptism and the Lord's Supper have mysterious divine power because they're connected to God's mysterious divine word. So, sacramental, entrepreneurial, Jesus followers who think we need to think new, act new, consider new, start new to reach people who don't believe Jesus is who he says he is. FiveTwo is a network for you if that description fits you. But I have to tell you, as a network, we want to do more than just network. We want to ignite a movement of people like you that multiplies apprentices, new starts, and baptisms. We want to start a movement that brings more people into Jesus' kingdom. We believe that while our mainline sacramental denominations have lost sight of the mission field at our front porches, Jesus is raising up leaders into whom he has poured his apostolic giftings. Those are the leaders we're calling sacramental entrepreneurs. We're trying to light you on fire. Philip Robbins in Brains on Fire writes, "You don't create a movement, you ignite it. All the ingredients are there. You are simply adding fire to someone's passion. You're adding kindling and lighting the match to connections and feelings." You see, movements aren't about the product conversation. They're about the passion conversation. For FiveTwo to ignite a movement, we need to feed into this desire for camaraderie that creates courage and knowledge. This desire for brotherhood and friendships of trust that give permission to the apostolic leaders of the church. We want to give courage and permission to the sacramental entrepreneurs. And that's really the starting point. Giving permission is the starting point. If you're a sacramental entrepreneur, and we're going to help you figure that out in our future talks, this movement starts with you believing you have permission to start something to reach Jesus' lost people. Friends, we believe the church needs eyes that see and feet that run and courage to risk and dare and believe right here, right now in our communities. The church needs more new thinking ministries led by people who are learning how to be sacramental entrepreneurs. The church needs permission givers, not fire smotherers. FiveTwo is a network that's trying to bring that about. And actually, here's our big, crazy, 30-year stupid dream that we want to see come about. You ready? Over the next 30 years, we want to enlist an unstoppable force of 10,000 sacramental entrepreneurs who start 1 million spiritual communities. Is that crazy or what? 30 years, 10,000 sacramental entrepreneurs, 1 million spiritual communities. And those spiritual communities will include little churches, big churches, house churches. They'll include businesses dedicated to using their profits and influence to bring Jesus to the community. They'll include community development endeavors that move into the community and let the gospel transform it from the ground up holistically. They'll include sacramental entrepreneurs who take baby steps and start a book club in their neighborhood so that they can get to know those neighbors and ultimately introduce Jesus to them. The sky's the limit for what those million spiritual communities will look like, as long as their ultimate goal is more people in Jesus' kingdom. Now, there's one thing I really hope you're hearing in this dose of O2, and that is how FiveTwo is not just for pastors or church planters. It's not. It started that way. It started as a way for church planters in the Lutheran Church Missouri Synod, which is a particular branch of sacramental Christianity. It started as a way for church planters to find the support they need. But it's moved way beyond those first 9 planters who got together in a suburb of Houston, Texas. We still have a huge heart for church planters, big time. We especially know what you're like and especially want to help you succeed. But we know there are many more people who don't see themselves as church planters, but they do see themselves as starters, as Jesus followers who like to start things. Well, we want to help you start. We want to help you start well so that what you start connects with people who don't know Jesus and helps them become part of his baptized body of believers. We want you to be part of a movement where the story ends with our congregations more effectively reaching God's lost people in our communities, because we're starting and sharpening ministries that bless the community. Friends, FiveTwo exists for you. We want to connect you with other sacramental entrepreneurs who have maybe discovered what you're looking for or need what you already know. We want to provide you relationships that lead to knowledge. We don't just want to give you the entrepreneurial knowledge you need. We want to give you the knowledge you need wrapped in a relationship you need. Because while knowledge is critical, it's the people who know how you think and how you're wired, who share your same crazy passion, that's what's going to encourage you the most in your entrepreneurial journey. So what's FiveTwo? It's a network of crazy, sacramental, entrepreneurial Jesus followers who know that in order to reach new people for Jesus, we have to start new for Jesus. And the best way to start new is to get the knowledge that Jesus has given other entrepreneurial, apostolic folks like us and bring it in. Just how does this movement catch fire? And what are some of the steps you can take to grow as a sacramental entrepreneur? Well, it definitely needs some O2, and we've got that lined up for you in the weeks ahead. I hope this dose of O2 gives you the courage to be the presence of Jesus, his sacrament, in the community. If you know someone else who might benefit from this O2 dose, please feel free to share away.